Hi guys, and welcome to another video where today we're going to be attempting to predict the results of all 48 matches of the 2018 World Cup Finals, which of course are being held in Russia this year. And at the same time, we are going to be attempting to win £100 million on the BetStars website. You can even join in yourself. But how are we going to win 100 million when at the moment in the Premier League season we can't even predict 10 results correct? But I'm up for a challenge anyway. So let's crack on with the predicting.
Okay, so first up we have Group A, which consists of the hosts Russia, Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Uruguay. Now the first up we have Russia, Saudi Arabia. Now Russia are going to win this one because they're the hosts, and Saudi Arabia don't seem that strong, to be honest. So I'm going to go with a Russia win for this one. Egypt, Uruguay. Now Uruguay should win this really over Egypt. They don't have Mo Salah, so until later in the tournament. Then we have Russia versus Egypt. Tricky one, but I can see this one being a draw. Maybe if Mo Salah plays or not. Then we have Uruguay, Saudi Arabia. This is a no-brainer, of course.
I think this is going to be very similar to my predictions, actually.
Yeah, then we have Uruguay, Russia, Uruguay, and then Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Egypt winning. Now, as you can see, we have Russia and Egypt. I am going to say Egypt going for on goal difference.
Really?
Really.
Knocking out the hosts.
Knocking out the hosts like South Africa in 2010.
Interesting. Okay, so my picks for Group A. Russia versus Saudi Arabia. I think Russia are going to win this one as hosts. They need to get off to a good start. They haven't been playing in the qualifiers because of the host nation, but I fully expect them to win this one in front of their home crowd. Egypt against Uruguay. I think Uruguay are going to win this one against Egypt. As you say, you haven't got Mo Salah, but one player doesn't make a team, but they will miss him. Russia versus Egypt. Tough. I think Russia are going to come through this one just. It's going to be a narrow 1-0 or 2-1 victory. Uruguay, Saudi Arabia. I can see Uruguay easily win this one. Uruguay against Russia. Now this could end up in a draw, but I'm going to go Uruguay. I think they've got a little bit too much class for Russia. And finally, Egypt, Saudi Arabia. I think Egypt are going to win this one. So that means for my group, Uruguay to go through with full 9 points, Russia in runners-up spot, and Egypt and Saudi Arabia. Afraid you're going home, guys.
Okay, so next up we have Group B, which consists of Morocco, Iran, and Portugal and Spain. Surprising to see them pop up in the same group, but anyway.
Great rivals. So.
Great rivals. First up we have Morocco versus Iran. Morocco should fairly easily win this. They are...
I think they're 41st in
the world. They are 41st in the world at the moment. Then we have probably the toughest fixture of this group. Portugal versus Spain. I can narrowly see Spain winning this one because of their really good progress in the qualifiers. Then we have Portugal, Morocco. Portugal should win this. Same goes with Spain, Iran. Iran, Portugal, you know how this is going to go. So Spain with 9 points, Portugal with 6, Morocco with 3, and Iran with no points.
Yeah, normally you do find in World Cups there are surprises. We are trying to win that £100 million. Morocco, Iran. I think Morocco are going to be too strong for Iran in this one. Portugal, Spain. This could end up in a stalemate. Portugal relying on Ronaldo. Spain got great players. Have they got the strike force? I know they got Costa up front. Who have they got to come in? I think they've got Morata.
Yeah.
Defensive wise,
and that's
good.
Well.
Very good. But tough one. Could end up in a draw. Could be Spain. I think that it's going to be a draw. Portugal versus Morocco. I can see Portugal winning this one. They need to get into winning ways in that second match. Spain against Iran. Spain should win this one. Iran, Portugal, no-brainer Portugal. And Spain, Morocco. Tricky. I think Morocco is a good team, but Spain should go through. Going back to that Portugal-Spain match, will it be a draw or will it be Spain? Or will it be Portugal even? I'm going to go for a narrow Spanish win. I shouldn't really change my mind in this one. I'm going to go for a narrow Spanish win. So that leaves Spain on 9 points, Portugal on 6, Morocco on 3, and Iran 0. I think that's the same as yours.
Same as mine, really. Okay, so next up we have Group C, which consists of France, Australia, Peru, and Denmark. France, really good squad depth. Obviously going to beat Australia here, no doubt about it. Peru, Denmark. Peru doing really well in the world rankings as well. I think they're pretty high up.
I think they're 11th overall, aren't they, Peru?
Yeah, Peru 11th overall in the world rankings. Denmark have some really good players, especially in their attack force. Your likes of Christian Eriksen and young up-and-comer Kasper Dolberg, who I think is going to make an impact in this World Cup.
Could be a real star for this World Cup.
Yeah, and a few others that I'll mention later on in the video. I can see this one being a draw. Really tough match to predict. Then we have Denmark, Australia. Denmark should win this. Same goes with France and Peru, even though that's going to be probably one of the toughest to predict. Denmark, France, really tough. Tempted to go for a draw. France have got to win this one, and so have Peru, really. Then we have the tough decision on who is going to go through to the round of 16 between Denmark and Peru. Who's going to have the better goal difference? I can see Denmark.
Okay, interesting. Okay, so my Group C picks are Le Bleu against Australia. I think Le Bleu, France, they're going to be too strong with them, even though Australia are going to put up a real good fight. Physically, they are physically imposing, the Australians. They got Moy, of course, of Huddersfield, and Tim Cahill's still there as well, making his, I don't know how many times he's been in the World Cup now.
Quite a lot.
But I think France is going to have too much for Australia, and I'm going to go for a France victory. Peru against Denmark. Peru, good side. Coming up against Denmark, it is in Europe. I don't know how well Peru travel. I think Denmark are just going to have a little bit too much for Peru in this one. Denmark, Australia. I think Denmark, again, are going to get victory in the second match. France, Peru.
Interesting, this one.
I think that France should win this one, and I can see them steamrolling Peru in the end. Denmark, France, a tough one to predict. Could end up in a draw. Or France, you know, in past competitions, I know since '98 where they won the World Cup, they've had really good squads and everything, and they've really flattered to deceive it, and they've come away with their tail between their legs. Could this happen in Russia? I'm not so sure. They have got a really decent front line as well. I think I'm going to go for France. Australia, Peru. I fully expect Peru to win this one. I think, like you, we've got France, Denmark second, both qualifying, and Peru and Australia to go home. Moving on to Group D, my picks for Group D, we've got Argentina up against Iceland. Icelandic Warriors, of course. Will they park the bus or the glacier?
Yeah.
Or will it melt with Messi at all? I think Iceland are going to win this one. Just too much class for Iceland, really. Croatia, Nigeria. Croatia, okay. Pedigree, in the past, Croatia, I think they got to the semi-finals and came third in '98. It was, and since then they haven't really pulled up that many trees. But I think they're going to be too strong for Nigeria. Argentina against Croatia. This is a tough one. I'm actually going to go for a draw in this one. It's a tough one to call, but I'm going to go for a draw. Nigeria, Iceland. Actually going to go for a sneaky Iceland win in this one. In the next one, the last matches in this round, Nigeria, Argentina. I fully expect Argentina to come away with a victory. And Iceland, Croatia. This is going to be a tough one. This could end up in a draw. Could have a think about this one. Croatia, Iceland. They're going to be well up for it, the Iceland, but I think Croatia, I think they're going to come through and win this one. Probably around about 2-1 in the end. So I've got Argentina and Croatia on the same points. I think Argentina will pip it on goal difference. They'll probably put a bag load up against Nigeria, probably about 4 or 5-0. Whereas Croatia, they're just going to be just behind them. Iceland and Nigeria to go home. First showing in the World Cup for Iceland, though.
Yep. Okay, so moving on to my Group D, Argentina, Iceland. I want Iceland to win, really, but I can only see Argentina winning this one. Then we have Croatia, Nigeria. Nigeria just don't think are strong enough. The only nice thing about them is the kit, really, this year. But yeah, Croatia with that really good team as well. They have Pirovic, Rakitic, Modric,
they got
of course.
Mandzukic at front
Mario
as well.
Mandzukic, yeah, really good squad. But Argentina, Croatia, really tough match, but I can see Argentina winning this one. Nigeria, Iceland, can see an Iceland victory here. Nigeria, Argentina are going to win this one. Iceland, Croatia, I can see this one being a draw and Iceland going through.
They're going to pip Croatia?
Yes,
goal
I think
difference,
so.
you think?
even though they have that really good team, Croatia. But there we go. That's what I think. And Nigeria are going to finish on no points.
Okay.
Next up, moving on to Group E, we have Costa Rica, Serbia, Brazil, Switzerland. Really tough group. Costa Rica have some good players, such as Keylor Navas, the really good Real Madrid keeper, of course. And you have Serbia as well. I can see this is going to be a tough one. I can see this one being a draw. Brazil, Switzerland, you know who's going to win this one, of course. Then we have Brazil, Costa Rica. Tricky match. Could be a draw. Could be a Brazil win, of course. That's what I'm going for. Serbia, Switzerland. Tough. Tough. Yeah, Serbia have players such as Aleksandar Mitrovic. Us Cardiff fans, you'll know him very well. Marko Grujic. And, of course, Matic as well from Man United. I can see this one being a draw.
Yeah?
Close. Okay. Serbia, Brazil. Brazil's going to win this one. Switzerland, Costa Rica. Draw as well. Ooh. Now, believe it or not, this is going to be a really close one. Any of the teams could qualify.
Bit of a group of death, isn't it?
Yeah, it is the group of death, really. But I can see Serbia just sneaking in there.
Right, okay. Okay, so my Group E picks. Costa Rica, of course, they got to the quarterfinals, I think it was, 4 years ago. Coming up against a Serbia team who... They won their group in qualifications, but I wasn't that impressed by them. Costa Rica could win this one. And I'm actually going to go for a Costa Rica victory. Brazil against Switzerland. Switzerland, excellent qualifying campaign. Brazil, superb in qualifying. And they friendly-wise, I know you can't really take into account friendly matches, but they are on a fine run of form. I think they're going to be too strong for Switzerland. It could be just the one goal, though, because Switzerland are defensively sound. Brazil, Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica are going to put up a good fight.
Yeah, they'll put up a good fight.
Neymar, I hope this could be his World Cup.
Coutinho,
this could be his World Cup.
Jesus.
I'm going to go for a Brazil victory. Serbia, Switzerland. This is the toughest match to predict, really, in this group. It could go either way. Does Switzerland have their scoring boots on? Could be Serbia. I'm going to go for a narrow Switzerland win.
Okay.
Serbia, Brazil. I think Brazil going to be too strong for them at this stage. And then we got Switzerland, Costa Rica. I think Costa Rica are just going to sneak through. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So rankings-wise, Brazil will go through. I think Costa Rica will go through in second place. I don't know how they're going to make it, but they're going to get there. Switzerland and Serbia are going to lose out. Okay. And go home.
Okay. Next up, we have Group F, which consists of Germany, Mexico, who I'm tipping to do very well in this tournament.
They normally
Sweden
get through
and South Korea.
Yeah, they normally get through to the second round.
Germany, Mexico. I don't know who's going to win this one, believe it or not. It might well be a draw. I think Mexico are going to do well, but I can only see Germany winning this one, unfortunately. Then we have Sweden, South Korea, another tricky one. I can see this one being a draw. South Korea, Mexico. This is going to be a Mexico win. Same with Germany, Sweden. Mexico, Sweden. Mexico win. And then Germany are going to beat South Korea. So that puts Germany on 9 points, Mexico on 6 points, Sweden, South Korea on 1. Germany, really strong players. Of course, home to the golden boot of the last tournament in Brazil, Thomas Muller. Mexico, really good players as well, Javier Hernandez. And another youngster, 20 years old, who I think is going to do extremely well, and that name is Hirving Lozano.
Yeah, he's very good. They've also got Herrera as well of Porto, and he's a good player too.
But I think Lozano is going to have a massive impact on this tournament this time, like even better than Kasper Dolberg. He's going to be the young player of the tournament, in my opinion.
Interesting. If they get far in the tournament. Okay, so my picks for Group F are Germany against Mexico. Yeah, I think this will be tight. However, I think Germany, even though they're not in the greatest form, they have been losing in friendlies, but you can't, as we said, you can't really judge anything in friendlies, really. I think Ozil, he's picked up a little bit of an injury as well at the moment. However, I think Germany are going to just narrowly win this one. Sweden, South Korea, they're not in the fine form that they were in previous tournaments. Sweden had an excellent qualifying campaign. I think they actually beat Italy in the playoffs, didn't they? It was good team. They no longer have Zlatan, but you know they're finding their feet again. I think Sweden are going to win this one. South Korea, Mexico. I think Mexico will turn up and win this one, but just South Korea. They are full of energy, full of running. It could end up in a draw, but I think Mexico will win this one. Germany, Sweden. Sweden could park the bus in this one and make life very difficult for Germany. However, I think Germany are going to go through. Now this is the one that's going to decide who goes through between Mexico and Sweden. Sweden are a tough opposition, but Mexico, they've got that flair. I don't think they're going to score many goals, Mexico.
They do have the pace, though.
They have the pace, but will they have the flair to beat that Sweden defence?
I think they will.
It's tough. Is my heart going to rule my head? I think Mexico are going to sneak through, and finally Germany, they're going to, they should be too strong for South Korea, and they'll get that last, that last victory. So Germany and Mexico will go through. Sweden. Sweden could go through in second place, but I think they, it's bye-bye Sweden, and unfortunately South Korea, 0 points. Okay, moving on to Group G, we have Belgium, Panama, Tunisia and England. Belgium, Panama in the first match, I can only see one outcome here. Panama, their first World Cup, did really well to get there. However, I think Belgium, with their stars, they're going to start off with a house on fire. Probably Hazard getting 1 or 2 goals there.
Hazard.
Belgium with a victory. England, Tunisia, I think England are going to win this one, probably 1-0. Yeah. Belgium, Tunisia, I think Belgium will win that one. England, Panama, I think it's going to be a straightforward victory for England. Panama, Tunisia, I think Tunisia will win this one. Okay. Going to be too strong for Panama. And England, Belgium, as I said, I think England will qualify in the group, but I just feel a little bit sorry for England in the way the country's going at the moment. Belgium, I think they're going to be too strong for them. England will put up a good fight, but I don't think they're going to have enough firepower to beat the Belgians at this stage of the competition. And I'm going to think Belgium are going to win that one. So in first place, we've got Belgium with 9 points. England going through in second in 6 points. Tunisia with 3 and Panama with 0.
Okay, so for my Group G, it's going to be obvious that Belgium are going to win this. Tunisia, England. I can actually see this one being a draw because Tunisia are actually the highest ranked African team at the moment.
I don't think they've lost in like 9 or 10 matches.
Actually, saying that, that's what I'm doing. I am going for a Tunisia win.
Really?
Yes, I am going for a Tunisia win.
Interesting.
Belgium, Tunisia, I'm going to see Belgium win this one. Even though it could be a draw, I might go for a draw. Don't know. England, Panama, I'm going to see this one as a draw as well.
No way.
Yes, I am going to see this.
They're going to be too strong, surely.
Maybe. Okay, fine. I'll let them
I don't want to influence.
I'll let them have one win then.
No, if you think that England, Panama is going to be a draw, then you should see that. It's not up to me.
I'm going to say England are going to win this one.
Okay, fair enough.
This one. Tunisia, they're going to beat Panama. England, Belgium, no doubt about it.
Really?
Belgium in first, Tunisia second, England going out in the groups, and Panama finishing bottom.
You think England are going to go out in the first round?
Yes, I do. I think they're going to go out in the first round.
Okay, in the final group, we have Group H.
Colombia, Japan, Poland, Senegal. The official group of death.
It's a tough one to call, this one. A very tough one.
Colombia, Japan. What can we say? Both teams have got excellent players. Colombia, James Rodriguez. Japan, Shinji Okazaki. I can see Colombia sneaking this one, really. Poland, Senegal, close as well. Players such as Robert Lewandowski, also known as Lewandowski, because he scored so many goals.
I think he was he top scorer in Europe?
Yes, he was.
I know he got the high percentage of their goals.
Yeah. Mind he does carry them a bit.
A little bit, but they're tough. I think they had an easy group, but easy-ish group. So.
I am going to go for a draw for this one.
Okay.
Then we have Japan, Senegal. I am going to say... I'm going to say a draw for this one. Actually, a Senegal win.
Okay.
Then we have Poland, Colombia. I can see this one actually being a draw. Japan, Poland. Poland are going to sneak this one. And then Senegal, Colombia. Tough. I can see this one being a draw as well. So that means either Poland or Senegal.
Stalemate.
Again, who's going to score the most goals?
It all depends on that Japanese match.
All depends. But I can see Poland sneaking through.
Lewandowski's going to do the business, is he?
He's going to do the business.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah, this is a tough one. to predict, although in the first match I fully expect Colombia to beat Japan. They're not as good as they were 4 years ago, but Japan as well, full of energy, full of running, but I don't think they're going to beat Colombia. I'm going for Colombia victory. Okay, next up we got Poland against Senegal. Senegal, physically imposing team, pace of an abundance, good midfield. They got the likes of Mane, I know, Sow up front, I believe. They got Kouyaté, I think, Kouyaté of West Ham, a couple of Stoke players as well. They did get relegated, of course, so Stoke Diop up front. But I think against Poland, who are going to be tough opponents, although Poland, I think they had one of the easier qualifying groups in the European qualification. Yeah. But I think Senegal are going to sneak this one, probably about 2-1 or 1-0. Japan, Senegal. I'm actually going to go for a Senegal straightforward victory in this one. Okay. Poland, Colombia. Now this is the one that could decide their fates. Could be a draw. Poland have got to really step up to the mark, especially if they're losing against Senegal. Colombia, are they as good as they once were? They did get through qualification, of course. Poland in Europe against Colombia. I think I'm going to go for Poland. Am I going to go for Poland? Am I going to go for Poland? No, I'm going to go for a draw in this one. Okay, next up we got Japan against Poland. I think Poland are going to win this one. And finally we've got Senegal against Colombia. Now Senegal started out with a house on fire, but I think this one's going to end up in a draw, which will mean that Senegal and Colombia both qualify for the second round, whereas Poland just miss out by the 1 point, and Japan, I don't think they're going to get anything, unfortunately, in such a strong group.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to start with the round of 16 and then go to quarters, semis, finals. Now, as you can see, this is my bracket. First of all, we have Uruguay, Portugal, really tough one.
That is a tough one for you to predict, tough. Yeah.
I can see Portugal going through. Narrowly beaten Uruguay. Next up, we have France, Iceland. Is this going to be a repeat of the Euro quarter-final? It is.
Yeah, France to go
France
through,
going to go through. Brazil, Mexico, really tough one as well. I can see Brazil narrowly winning this one. Then we have Belgium, Poland. Another tough one. I can see Belgium comfortably winning this one. Next up we have Spain versus Egypt. Spain should win this one. Same with Argentina and Denmark. Germany, Serbia, tricky. Germany should win this. Then Colombia, Tunisia. Colombia should win.
Interesting. Okay, so my knockout stage, round of 16, we've got Uruguay against Portugal. You said Ronaldo will see them through, but Uruguay, they got some decent players. So have Portugal. However, Uruguay, do they travel well when they're playing in European in Europe? I don't think they do. Tough one to call. I am going to go for Portugal. Just could go to penalties, that one. France, Croatia, another tough one to predict. But I think Les Bleus are going to go through. Next up, we've got Brazil, Mexico, like yours as well. And I think Brazil are going to have too much for Mexico. They've got fantastic form coming through the World Cup qualifiers. And the thing with Brazil as well, they've really toughened up in midfield. They've got the likes of Fernandinho there now. Yeah. And Paulinho, who's come back. I think he was playing in China, but he's come back into the Brazil squad as well. I think Brazil are going to go through there. Belgium, Colombia. I think they're going to excite everybody. I'm going to go for Colombia. Belgium, really good team, but they just fall. They got De Bruyne, they got Hazard, they got Witsel, they've got Lukaku, Company at the back. But do they play as a team when they play for Belgium? I don't think so sometimes. Next up, we've got Spain versus Russia, the host. I fully expect Spain to come through that one. The whole of Russia will be behind the host nation, but Spain to come through that. Argentina versus Denmark. Now, but I thought about this long and hard. Denmark could upset the odds here, but I think Messi is going to have one game in this tournament, and this could be the one. Denmark are going to be a tough nut to crack, but I think Argentina are going to come through that one. Germany against Costa Rica, a bit of a tricky one again for the Germans, but I fully expect Germany to come through. And Senegal, England. I think this is Senegal's tournament at the moment, and I can actually see them beating England. Everybody in the media everywhere are tipping England to get through to the quarterfinals. That's the bare minimum that they're saying. But I think Senegal can surprise them. And it's going to be a colourful last 16. Sorry, England, but Senegal are going through.
Next up, we have Portugal versus France.
In the quarterfinals,
In the quarters, this is really tough. Replay of Euro 2016 final. I am going to go this time for a France victory.
Yeah, they're going to get revenge.
Brazil, Belgium. I can only see Brazil winning this one. Then you have another tough one.
That is
Spain,
tough,
Argentina. Is this going to be the year of Messi, as you said earlier? We've gone out of focus. They also have good players like Paulo Dybala and stuff.
Yeah, but how are they going to fit them up? They got Aguero up there as well.
Higuain.
Yeah, Higuain, good pedigree at the World Cup, of course.
I think Argentina are going through.
Really?
Then we have Germany, Colombia. I can only see Germany getting through. So in the semis, you have France, Brazil, Argentina, and Germany.
Okay, so my quarter-final picks. We got Portugal against France. I think France are going to be too strong for Portugal. Bye-bye, Ronaldo and all.
Good.
So France, Brazil, Colombia. I think Brazil are going to be way too strong for
win.
Colombia in this match. Colombia are going to run out of steam. They're going to entertain us, and it's going to be great fun. But Brazil through to the semi-finals. Next up, we got Spain, Argentina. I think Spain are going to be too strong for Argentina. I don't rate Argentina that highly. They've got great players, but can they pull it all together? They were the losing finalists last time around. However, I think Spain are going to have a good World Cup this time around. And Germany, Senegal. This could be the one.
Yeah.
Can Senegal beat Germany? Can an African nation win the World Cup? Or is it too soon?
Too soon.
I think Germany are just gonna. They know the World Cup inside out. I think they're gonna sneak through this one. It could go to extra time, but they're gonna be too strong in the end. So my semi-finals is gonna be France, Brazil, Spain, Germany.
Okay, so moving on to my first semi-final, we have France versus Brazil. I don't know.
It's going to be a great match if it does end up like that anyway.
It's going to be a phenomenal match if it ends up like that. Wow. I think this one's going to go to extra time.
Yeah. You've gone for Brazil.
That's what I'm going for.
Okay.
I did tip France to win the World Cup
thought you were
originally.
going for France. Yeah.
I did tip them to win the World Cup, but I just... The way
what reason have you got for Brazil to beat in France then?
I just think that Brazil's squad depth and just how good their team is.
But France have got great depth as well.
France have better squad depth.
Leaving out Benzema.
Yeah, I know. I just think the quality of Brazil's players is just a bit better than France, in my opinion. Next we have Argentina, Germany. Another tough one.
You were going for an all South American final in Europe.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so that's your picks. You have gone for a Brazil-Argentina final. Okay, so my semi-finals, France versus Brazil. This could be an all-time classic. One which we're all going to look back on in years to come. I think Brazil are going to be too strong for them in this one, but it's going to be a great game all the same. In the other semi-finals, Spain-Germany. Interesting. Spain got fantastic players. Whether they've got enough firepower up front, I don't know. Germany. The last few weeks I've been looking at Germany and how well they've been playing, and okay, they have not had the best recently in friendlies, but you can't take anything in these friendly matches. I think Germany are going to come through. They got so much know-how. Spain, they won 2 European Championships on a row and the World Cup, of course, in South Africa. But I think Germany are going to be this one, and it's going to be Germany again in the final for me.
Okay, so first up we're going to do the third place playoff final, and then we're going to do the World Cup final. So third place playoff, really tough game as well, France-Germany.
That's a good matchup.
Good matchup. I can see France beating them.
Yeah?
I think France are going to go finish in third. Then I am thinking about Argentina winning the World Cup.
Really?
Mainly because I just want to see Lionel Messi win a major honour like this.
The first time since 1986.
First time since 86, yeah.
With Maradona.
Is he going to do it? Are they going to do it?
It'll be Messi against Neymar if Neymar's in the final and he doesn't get injured like he did last time.
I know. I really want Argentina to win. I have to go for Brazil.
You've gone for Brazil.
I had to do it random, and I just didn't know.
No, you're trying to win 100 million here.
Yeah, I know. I have to do a random pick for the last one. You just cannot separate these two teams.
So my final, we've got Spain against France. Another very difficult match. It is a third place playoff, and traditionally these matches aren't taken that seriously because they're not in the World Cup final. I don't think it's a game that many players want to play in. I think Spain are gonna beat France, but France could beat Spain as well. It all depends. That's a very difficult one to predict. Brazil, Germany. Now I've been thinking all along that Germany are going to win the World Cup this year. Just look how well they qualified, but look how well Brazil have qualified. But I'm looking at Brazil's midfield now. They've got some real steel in there. They've got flair. They've got, defensive-wise, suspect down that left-hand side. Marcelo, brilliant going forward, but it's somewhere where Germany can exploit down that. Brazil's right, Germany's left-hand side, Brazil's right-hand side. Germany, have they got enough flair going forward? They can sometimes steamroll teams, and really grind out. They could take it like they did in the last final in Brazil where they beat Argentina 1-0. They could do the same. They could stifle Brazil's play. However, I think Brazil, they're the only team to win outside of South America.
Yeah.
Where they won, I think they won in Sweden in something like 58. And they won in South Korea and Japan, didn't they?
Yeah.
I think Brazil are going to win the World Cup like you. There we are. I've made my prediction. Brazil to win the World Cup. I've changed my mind. Maybe I should have stuck to my guns, but I think Brazil are going to be the world champions. Okay, guys, so that's our picks for the World Cup. We've both gone for Brazil to win it in the end. I got Brazil to beat Germany. You've gone for Brazil to beat Argentina and an all South American affair in Europe. Really difficult to predict. If I do win that £100 million, I will be totally amazed. I think the whole world will be as well. But if you want to play along, guys, please leave your predictions in the comment section and we'll maybe discuss them in another video. Have a laugh at us. Yeah, well, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you all enjoy the World Cup and we will see you in the next video.
Bye, guys.